Have you ever just looked around and wondered why some people seem to have it all figured out? They're just consistently crushing their goals, one after the other, while the rest of us feel kind of stuck in this loop of starting over and over again. Well, let's get into that. It's a tough question, and one we've all asked ourselves, right? That motivation you feel on Monday morning, where does it go by Wednesday afternoon? Why is it so easy to break the promises we make to ourselves? It honestly feels like there's this invisible force just yanking you back to that comfort zone you're trying so hard to escape. But what if I told you the way we think about discipline is completely backward? We see it as a cage, right? A bunch of rules and restrictions. But the real truth, the secret that the most successful people really get, is that discipline isn't about caging yourself in. It's about freedom. It is the key that unlocks the life you actually want to live. So let's really dig into this idea, this shift in perspective. How can something that feels so restrictive actually be the thing that sets you free? See, it's not about making some big, loud announcement or some dramatic overnight change. True discipline is this silent, internal power that just works in the background, day in and day out. It's that quiet force that separates the people who achieve their dreams from those who just keep dreaming. We're so often told to just get motivated. But think about it. Motivation is a feeling. It's like a wave in the ocean. It feels great when it's high, but it always crashes and disappears. Discipline, on the other hand, that's your anchor. It's the thing that holds you steady and keeps you on course, especially when the storms hit and you don't feel like doing anything at all. I love this way of thinking about it. Just picture it. There's the person you are right now, today, and then there's the person you know you could be, your ideal self. Discipline isn't some form of punishment. It's the bridge that you build piece by piece to get from here to there. Okay, so if motivation is unreliable, if it's not the real fuel, then what is? Well, to get that, we have to talk about something way deeper. We need to talk about your why. And this is exactly why we can't depend on our feelings. Look at this. Motivation is temporary. Discipline, that's a habit. It's a system you build. But you know what? Even the best habits will fall apart if they aren't powered by something really, really meaningful. So I want you to stop and really ask yourself this. Why do you want this? Why do you want to get up earlier or work out or start that business? If you don't have a deep, powerful answer to that question, any routine you create, no matter how perfect it seems, is eventually going to crumble. Your why is that fire in your belly. It's not about what you think you should want or trying to impress people on social media. It has to be real. It has to come from your core desires, maybe even your pain. It's the reason you'll keep going on those days when your energy is at zero and you just want to quit. This quote just says it all, doesn't it? When your reason for doing something is powerful enough, you can get through almost any challenge, any obstacle. Your why is what makes the how possible. So have you found yours yet? All right, so once you've got your why locked in, it's time to get practical. Let's shift from just thinking about it to actually doing it. We're going to cover 3 concrete tools you can start using like today to build that real unbreakable discipline. So we're going to break down how to train your brain like it's a muscle, how you can win the entire day before breakfast, and maybe the hardest one, how to protect your own energy by getting really good at using one simple 2-letter word. First up, self-control. Every single day, there's this little battle happening inside your head. You've got your primitive brain that's just screaming for instant gratification. Check your phone, eat the junk food, stay on the couch. And then you have your prefrontal cortex, the part that's trying to think about your long-term goals. Here's the thing. Scientists call this decision fatigue. Every single choice you make, from resisting that donut to just deciding what to wear, it slowly drains your willpower. So discipline isn't just about being strong, it's about being smart with your energy. And here's the best part. Self-control is not something you're just born with. It's a muscle. And just like any muscle, you have to train it. Every time you make a small, disciplined choice, like putting your phone in another room for an hour, or getting up when your alarm first goes off, you're not just winning that moment, you're literally making that muscle stronger for the next battle. It all starts with these small wins. Next up, let's talk about the morning. That first hour of your day is like a superpower. Seriously. If you can win the morning, you are so much more likely to win the day. This is your moment, when your willpower is fresh and the world hasn't started throwing distractions at you yet. Now, your morning routine does not have to be some 2-hour complicated thing. The whole point is to be intentional. Instead of waking up and immediately reacting to notifications and emails, you proactively set the tone. It can be as simple as what you see here. Just a few minutes of quiet, a little bit of reading to get your brain going, and maybe just 5 minutes to write down what you're grateful for. It builds powerful momentum. And the third tool is learning to say no. Look, this is not about being mean or selfish. It's about being focused. Your time and your energy are your most valuable resources. They're finite. Every single time you say yes to something that doesn't actually align with your goals, you are by default saying no to your own progress. Saying no is an act of self-respect. Okay, so building these habits is one thing, but, maintaining them, that's the real challenge. Discipline isn't some 30-day program you finish and get a certificate for. It's a lifelong journey. And guess what? That journey is going to have some bumps in the road. Let's just be totally honest and get this out of the way. You are going to fail. You're going to mess up. You'll skip a workout. You'll fall back into a bad habit. You'll lose your momentum. This isn't a possibility. It is a guarantee. And you know what? That is completely okay. Because the real test of your discipline isn't if you fall down. It's if you get back up. That's it. True strength isn't about being perfect. It's about being resilient. Your greatest power isn't having some perfect unbroken streak. It's your ability to start again. This is so, so important. You have to let go of this idea of perfection. Stop chasing some unbroken chain of success. Just focus on being persistent. So you messed up for a whole week? Okay, the journey isn't over. You just start again, right now. The real victory is in the comeback. And that leads us to the final, and maybe the most powerful piece of the puzzle. You have to change how you see yourself. Stop telling yourself, I'm trying to be a disciplined person. Start telling yourself, I am a disciplined person. When being disciplined becomes part of your identity, your actions just start to align naturally. You're no longer fighting your feelings every day. You're just acting like the person you are. So, where do we go from here? You've got the roadmap. You understand the mindset shift. But just listening to this isn't going to change a thing in your life. Action will. The question isn't, what do I do anywhere? The question is, when will I start? I want you to make that decision right here, right now. Your day one starts today.